There we go.
Huh?
Wow. Holy shit. Holy shit.
Okay, well that's better. We're just complete idiots. So
It was technical difficulties.
Can you hear us?
There we go. There we go.
Can
It's
you
so
hear
weird.
us?
You've got to hit the go live button. It's so weird that we had.
Why would you have to hit the red button to start
Twice.
recording? Oh, how could we have missed that?
We're gonna blame that on Brian or Rick, one of the two.
All right.
We just look pretty.
All right.
All right. So what do we got?
Well, we are live. Lots of
Okay.
questions.
Okay, well, we could start with theirs, and then I wrote some down for people who asked earlier.
Okay. You gonna start with Angela?
Let's start with
All
Angela.
right. What does Angela got?
What happens when the boiler is broken?
When the boiler is broken, you know what, Anthony? We're gonna let you take this because this is an easy one. You can't screw it up.
Trust me. You give me the option, I'll mess it up. When the boiler breaks, any players inside the camp instantly get a strike. And while the boiler is broken,
Wait, are you telling me if I have 2 strikes and the boiler breaks, I could die?
well, yes,
Wow.
because you will get a strike. But anyways, when the boiler, as long as the boiler is broken, players cannot roll to boost their stamina while they are in camp. So,
Wait, are you telling me while I'm in camp and the boiler's busted, I can get a strike and I cannot recover stamina?
Well, you can recover stamina through food,
Maybe
the bonfire, snack food.
There we go.
So you can still, you just can't roll to boost it. You cannot spend actions to roll to boost your stamina
Oh, that's
until you fix the door.
intellectual answer.
Yes.
So yes, breaking the door or the boiler will give everybody 1 strike. It's not too hard to fix the boiler. You just got to keep your eye on it, and nobody wants to waste actions fixing it. And they're like, no, you'll get it, and all of a sudden, boom, blows up. What do we got next, Mr. Rickers?
All right. Did you answer all of Angela's questions?
Oh, God,
She had
more?
more than one.
Well, yeah.
Jesus.
Oh,
Should I write a
Angela
book?
says, what
Angela,
items can you
Angela.
use on each other as an attack?
Items can you use on each
Anything that could be used
as
on anybody, like a club, knife, axe, anything that has a red mark,
anything that has a red little bitty red icon on your
which
tiles.
is like what, 50%?
Yeah, it's a good.
Any weapon in some tools, like a crowbar, I think you could smack
And
somebody
your-
up the head with that.
You're natural. So if you have
You
have
actually
natural,
choke. You can punch him to death.
You want to try to go back to that other mic? Because Ken's saying it's muffled.
Okay.
Yeah, we can try to go back to that
If
other
you
mic.
can't go to the settings, we'll have to
Give
drop
us
that.
1 second.
Yeah, you will exit the broadcast view maybe.
Okay.
There we go.
Is
Hopefully that
that
works.
mic any better?
Let's see if it's behind the microphone, it might be.
What's that?
Yeah.
Okay, let's give us another question,
We
Rick.
just might need it in front of it.
Well, I wanted to see if the audio is any better.
What is
Yeah, Ken says it's much better.
Oh,
All right.
good.
All for
Okay.
you,
I
buddy.
saw something about, tell
Just
us
for
more
you.
about Clark and their dog. Clark, the reason it's a lot of people's favorite is because of the dog. Now, Clark can unlock his dog. That's his 3 XP special unlock. Everybody has one of these real quick 3 XP and you unlock it. Clark's is his dog. Now, the upside of the dog is, well, he could watch over you while you sleep if you get caught out in the cold and you have nobody to bunk with.
Or if you don't trust anybody.
Or if you don't trust anybody, he'll protect over you there. The best part is the dog runner.
Yeah. That's where they are.
Oh yeah, I guess keep looking over here because I like me. He has a dog runner. As long as his dog is in play, all players benefit from it. When a player's inside and a player's outside, they cannot pass items back and forth. They can't bunk together, nothing like that. It's considered 2 separate parts of the board.
Yep.
So as long as Clark has his dog in play and he has his dog runner, players can actually trade alcohol and food from in and out.
You
So
don't
it's
have to
pretty
be in the
useful.
same location to trade if he's got his dog runner in play.
Apparently, the when you tap the table,
Sorry.
it's going through the microphone. So
Don't do that, Anthony. I apologize. The other thing about Clark, the downside is, yeah, he gets a benefit. The dog has +1 red and +1 blue. Red's an attack. Blue's setbacks like avalanches and things like that. The dog is king, but the problem is during every food round, you also have to feed the dog. So you don't just need a canned food for yourself, but you need one for you and the dog, or a dog biscuit or something like that.
Yeah. But he does have dog biscuits on his specialty dice, so that helps.
Yeah, man, Clark is one cool cat though. What else we got,
What else
Rick?
we got?
all right, for the dog mini, can organizations such as World Wildlife Fund work for those who do not live near animal shelter? I don't see why not.
Yes.
You have a,
The thing is, you're doing something nice
Yeah.
for an animal. I think that's what we're really.
this was the one thing that I could actually contribute to. You're taking this from me.
Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead, Justin.
No, just let Rick have his day. Go on.
Go ahead, Rick. People waiting.
We got time is money.
Yes, the answer is yes. We just want to know that our backers care. And if that's with the World Wildlife Fund, then I think that satisfies us. Right now, we've only had 6 or 7.
Which is weird. We thought we'd.
Yeah, I mean,
Because
we
Make clear.
I
that
mean,
it
y'all
doesn't have
shared
to be
our post like
monetary.
within 30 minutes,
Yeah.
over 100 times. So we just assumed that y'all were all going to stop everything you were doing, say, doesn't matter what I had scheduled for today, I'm going to go to an animal shelter and take care of this. But, you know, I guess we're the only ones plus 7 others that care.
Yeah.
Who knew?
Well, keep in mind it doesn't have to be a monetary donation. I mean, somebody else in the Cove mentioned that you can do used
Anything. Yeah,
towel.
you can
I mean,
bring old. Yeah.
shelters need a
cleaning
ton of stuff.
supplies.
It doesn't have to be.
I
money.
mean, I would even count
You
it.
can
You know, when we went
volunteer.
picked out our dog years ago, we actually went and walked several dogs just to get them out the cage, and so anything nice for the animals. That's all we're asking. It doesn't have to be.
And, you know, like we saw, it was, we've loved the posts that we've gotten so far, whether it be through adoptions, loved CD's video that she's put on there this morning.
Scroll
It's,
down and make sure nobody's commenting that there's no video.
Huh?
Is there? Check to see if anybody's commenting there's no video. Can y'all see
Yeah,
us?
I think they can see us. I think it's, yeah, video's good.
Okay.
What is that?
That's what.
No,
Oh,
they're
they're
saying
seeing it.
video's good.
Reset yours.
All right.
Stick me
So,
for now and see what we actually have.
all right, Ken, can you talk about the stamina system?
We could definitely talk about it.
Okay, next. Yeah, kidding.
I was hoping you'd feel me on that.
Stamina.
Stamina is a fun little thing. When you're in camp, you could roll for stamina. Out of camp, rolling for XP. In camp, rolling for stamina. The reason a player wants to build up his stamina is this is his basic dice. As long as he has 1 stamina, he gets 1 action dice. So he wants to keep that up. Once it gets past a certain point, he then gets 2 natural dice. Now this will be added to his tiles, or if you have no tiles. The point is, as long as you keep your stamina up, you get a natural 2. This will help you beat a lot of the stuff in the first 2 phases. Now that coupled with some of the tiles Anthony was talking about earlier, or Clark's dog or whatever, those also begin to add more dice. But if you don't have any tiles, or if the fight gets really hard, your natural dice really help, and that's when stamina comes in. Your stamina can be decreased one way: going outside. Players are going to want to go outside so they can get the bonuses to win. But when you're out there, every round that you're outside, your stamina drops. Depending on what phase you're in, it could drop 1, 2, or 3 at a time. So then players will hustle to get back inside and go ahead and build their stamina again so they can go outside and start searching. What was that? I felt like I knocked it out the park.
You did say that it increases per phase?
Yeah.
Okay, good deal.
If I didn't, you just did. So
Oh. Yeah, every phase, you know, it multiplies or adds 1 more stamina that you lose.
Yeah.
All right, Ken, can you talk more about the locker dice? Haven't seen this discussed much in the videos. Well, that's because that's still coming.
They're a hoot. Everybody has one. Anthony, hold up yours. See, these are these are the fun ones. You got one there, Rick? Now, y'all probably can't see it, but it's a beautiful glare. Anyway, each of these dice have something unique to that character. So, for example, Anthony's, he's behind Kenner. He has 2 snacks on his. Snacks instantly boost that player's stamina. Mine has a bullet. I do not have snacks on mine, but I also have a gun that works with this bullet. And then Rick was looking at McCready's, which has alcohol. That too boosts your stamina, and you could, when you're outside, you could drink the alcohol. And everybody has something special. Now, the rest of the things on the dice is stuff like flares, buildables, XP, just fun little boosts that will kind of buff your character throughout the game. The way it works is you get XP and you unlock these things on your board. So I could unlock my gun. I could unlock extra tiles to hold. One of the things to unlock is your dice that costs 6 XP. Once you unlock it, it's yours for the rest of the game. You take it, you stick it up with your actions. You could use it whenever you want. The fun part about that is, for example, if I get a flare is one of the most powerful things it's arguably the most powerful thing on the dice. That lets you change any one of your missed rolls into an instant success. So if I roll one of these, I will sit on it the entire game until I need it. Once I use it, when the round ends, I could re-roll this dice, reset it, and hold it until I want to use it. So technically, I could use it once per each turn and keep re-rolling it if I'm getting what I want.
And does it cost an action?
It does not cost an action. That's the beauty
It's
of
like
it.
playing a card. Playing a card during your turn does not cost an action. Playing what you've rolled on your action dice does not cost an action. On your specialty dice, sorry.
Question that we had earlier, and I just, so when we actually trade, just talking about actions again, just want to clarify, when you use one action to receive,
Correct.
you get an automatic roll for the defense to make sure that you can or
If the
cannot.
player is, yes.
If the player has a black card.
Yes.
But that doesn't cost you an extra action to roll.
No,
No,
that
no,
is
that
the
comes
action.
with that
you
is
can
the
add
action
the
you're
different.
spending.
You can add additional.
And I can choose to spend
actions.
2 and roll 2. If I miss the first one, I can spend another one to
Keep
roll
on,
another
keep
one.
on.
If I really don't
to be
trust
clear,
that player.
players, if Anthony and I, towards the beginning of the game, we want to trade. I want to receive. Let's say, we're not going to call it trading. Trading implies we're each giving each other something. If I want to give Anthony rope, he would pull off one of his action because playing a card is free. I could play as many cards as I want. Playing a card is free. Receiving and drawing, however, costs actions. So on my turn, I would say, Anthony, do you want this rope? He would say, yeah. He would remove one action to receive that card. If I have no black cards, I cannot infect him, which means he doesn't need to roll. The only time he would want to roll is the moment I get the very first black card. From that point on, I have no choice but to give him something. I have to give him an infection tile. It doesn't have to be set to infect.
He could be not infected,
I could
but
be
he
not
still has to
infected.
show me no matter what.
But I have to show him. So using this as the example, the moment I get this card and Anthony says, yeah, I'll take that rope. I say, yeah, you can have it. I have to put this on whatever card it is I'm sliding him. He could choose to take it or not. But that's when he pulls his action off to receive it. He could now start rolling dice.
So that's an interesting question I think is going to come up. So if you cannot infect unless you have a black card, so you're saying that when you so if you infect me, I don't have a black card. I didn't need one, but I'm now the thing.
You
even though
cannot infect until you get a
I
black
am
card.
waiting
still
until
safe.
I get a black card because everybody is going. I am basically, I'm
You're dormant.
I'm dormant.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're not strong enough to infect.
Great.
Now, one of the biggest reasons what we've done, if nothing else, is we've covered everything as far as there's no one moment that a player or the thing is screwed. And by that, you must be it.
There always has to be doubt.
There has to be we plan it. Otherwise, it would just stink. It's already bad enough you draw the card and great, I'm the thing. We tried to make it a little fun so you don't feel defeated the moment you get it. You always have an out. So the moment I get the black card, I have to start showing somebody something. Otherwise, it would be weird that in the middle of the game, you know what? I think I'm going to pass this to you now for no reason. So there's an out on everything we do.
All right, and there was a question earlier about jumping back really quick, and I want to make sure this is on the comments code. So I want to trade, and I say, okay, I'm going to use my action, and I fail. I fail the roll.
Right.
I don't really want to use the rest of my actions. Am I required at that point, since I committed to wanting what you're doing?
You can't back out right then. You can't say, I rolled it, miss it, keep it. The moment you pull that action off, that is signifying I am taking that card from you. So if I rolled and I failed, I'm already committed. So I'm going to make sure I don't go ahead and draw.
So however many actions.
So if you doubt them that much, don't trade with them.
Either don't trade with them, or you use a flare and you flip it to a success. So you got a guarantee.
Well, I thought it was an interesting question because when I started answering it, I realized that's just not even something I considered because I don't really trade with anyone I'm that suspicious of.
Right. To begin with.
Anyway.
Exactly.
So.
But Anthony and
I've never actually tried to pull it back.
We have both had games where we are suspicious, but we really want / need something. Yeah. But it is not that easy to infect. It really isn't. People think, oh, the thing just goes around infecting everybody. The only way it's easy to infect is if, frankly, you just don't care about being infected.
Right.
There's nothing that can't be avoided in this game as far as the infection goes.
All right, what do we got next?
All right, we're still on Ken. Clarify the searchable decks. Outside phase, workshop storage, character specialties. What's what?
When would you want to? Okay. All right, so what we have in camp, we have a deck of 54.
I'm going to get your card here. Okay, here's the 3 cards you can choose while you're in camp.
Yes, this is in camp. You have to be in camp to search these cards. You have your specialty deck. You have 20 cards in there. It's kind of more of an emergency deck.
This is your barracks.
It has a little bit of everything that's throughout the board, minus buildables. And this is the storage deck. In here, you have a lot of consumables, like you have flares, which are the same as the flares on your dice. They change rerolls. You have one in the chambers, the stuff that helps you. You have shotguns. You have instant tiles in there that can be played to instantly gain a tile. And so they also have alcohol, matches, first aids, canned food. This is where a lot of the consumables are. Now, the other one is the workshop deck. That one is where you'll find all your buildables, or
screws,
they're
wood.
literally all buildables. Yeah, it's everything that you're going to need when constructing tiles.
A good note about these two. It might take you a little longer to find what you're looking for, because if I'm going in here, I would need screws and wood to build a club. So I've got to find both of these things.
Yeah.
It's harder to find, but once I get them, I place them, they're permanent, and I can upgrade. The things in here are quick finds, like shotguns, one in the chambers, and stuff like that, but they're one-time uses. And on top of that, there are certain tiles, but the tiles that are in here cannot be upgraded.
Yeah, that's what you were saying. He was saying that the tiles you built with this are not are upgradable.
So I could build a club, and then I could turn my club to a torch, and I could turn my torch to a lantern, and you could also turn the club into a barricade. With the storage, you might find like a flare gun, which is awesome. Yeah, but it can't be upgraded. A crowbar, it's awesome, but it can't be upgraded.
And it's kind of like level 1 power. It doesn't do a whole lot.
Right.
And back to the building thing, that's one of the reasons why one of my favorite characters is Van Wall. Like on this particular dice, and this is the commanders, but two sides are tools, and whenever you want. So I love it when I roll the dice and
he's a build junkie.
I love to build stuff. One of the very first things I usually go for is a pouch, so that I can carry more cards, so I can keep building. But this has tools. And the great thing about the tool is it's anything you want it to be, any buildable.
Yep.
So you can choose, okay, I have metal, I need wood, I have metal, I need, just turn this into whatever you want.
Right.
Yeah, the one item that you don't have, you cash the dice in for that item.
Right. So back to the decks. When you go outside, the decks you have to deal with or have the option to search are the phase 1, the phase 2, and phase 3. Now, depending on where the phase marker is in the game, is what phase is unlocked. So once at the starting of the game, you can't move and search to phase 2 or 3 until the phase marker moves into phase 2 or 3.
And then you could, from that point, if I'm in phase 2, we could search phase 1 or 2. If it's in 3.
Once it's in there, you can search any previous deck. They just have to be unlocked.
Right, and it's risk and reward, because there's some pretty basic things in this first phase, but everything in the first section, it's only one success to beat it. So technically, if you get your 2 natural dice, you have a 50-50 chance or 75% chance of beating it.
I don't think we've literally ever really covered that, so that would be a good point. Is in phase 1, it is one success roll
to beat anything.
Thing attacks, camp event attacks,
anything
setbacks, everything.
And then
so your odds are much better. And in phase 2, everything is two
successes that you need. So if you spend your time in phase 1 building up your character, you're building him the knife and the torch, and you're building up your stamina, you should be able to whip, phase 1 pretty well.
Yeah.
If you say, well, I'm going to go risk it while it is simple, then you're probably still going to do pretty well in phase 1, but the problem is you don't have anything to prepare yourself for phase 2. So it's all on strategy. We've tried almost everything and seen almost everything tried, but like come phase 3, you have things in there that give you really good stuff, a lot of bonuses at one time, but every time you come across the thing, it's a 3.
Yeah, and you also have to keep in mind that you're also dropping more stamina when you're outside, so you're actually possibly losing your dice. And then on top of anything attacks or anything you meet outside, you also have to deal with the camp event at the same time. So there's a lot of
stuff coming at
that needs to be done.
All right, we're going to go ahead and
you want me to do
question that you keyed in for Alman. How does attacking work?
Yeah, Alman wanted to know how the attacking system works. His main question was, now this is attacking as the thing. His concern was, well, wait, maybe I misunderstood you. If I attack as a thing, I have to have a host card. Does that mean that if I'm not the host, I can't attack? That is what it means. Correct. Players cannot be bombarded by a whole bunch of things at once. The host is the strongest character and can attack. Attacking, again, right now, if I have 4 cards, 1, 2, 3, 4,
and you're playing a 4-player game.
And I'm playing a 4-player game. This is great. 4 or 5 doesn't matter. If I'm playing, I could attack. I got to be able to keep 1 card, and that's how many players I could attack. The reason I'm keeping a card is it's once again putting doubt in the player's head. So I would say, I'm going to attack. I would prove I'm the thing by showing them I do have the host card. I would take these and I would shuffle them up. And then I would attack all 3 players. So Tina would take one, Anthony would take one, and then Rick would take one. And I would put this remaining one in front of me. Then each of them are going to look at the cards and say, oh, I'm not it. No matter what they get, they're going to say I'm clean. Yeah. And I'm going to look at mine and I'm going to lie through my teeth and say, well, I'm telling you, somebody's it. Now, there's a couple of strategies here. And by the way, I'm not, so one of these were it. Yeah. There's a great strategy. Can a thing attack a thing? Yes. Let's say, in a beautiful move of strategy, Anthony had 4 cards and only had 2. Where's the thing at? Anthony has a ton of black cards, so people are already looking at him anyway. And I've got 2. Unfortunately, I have to keep one, which means I can only attack one player. I might strategically say, I'm going to attack a player. I'm going to pick Anthony. And I would give Anthony these cards. And the hope would be he would take one, and now he is the host, which means he could turn around and attack 4 players, something I couldn't do. Brilliant, isn't it? You never thought about that, did you?
Well, that's because y'all will never infect me because you're worried that I'm going to give it away.
He has a horrible poker face.
Horrible. So there is some levels of strategy, but yes, only the host could attack because that's the card you're pushing.
Okay.
Andre's asking how attacks work. How do you attack people? How does the thing attack?
Okay, well, I just explained how the thing attack. A person can kill a person or a thing. The only reason a human would kill a human is if he thinks he's killing the thing.
Right.
So let's get that out the way right now. There is a penalty. If you are wrong and you say, Anthony says, I'm killing Jesse. I'm killing him, and he turns around and kills me because he swears up and down I'm the thing, and he's wrong, he just punished himself and every other human. So you want to be sure. And all you do is you count up your attack number. Yep. I got 2 natural dice, one knife. I would roll 3 strikes, you're out. So if I already have 1 strike, all he has to do is deliver 2
successes.
So let's say he attacks me and he only hits me twice and I need 1. He would then plead for the next player, kill him, I've already weakened him, kill him. And I'm going to yell, don't kill me, I'm human. But the reason Anthony wants him to kill me is by the time it gets to me, I am going to kill Anthony if I'm it. So it builds a lot of tension right there. But a human can kill a human can kill the thing. The thing can kill only another thing. So for example, both Anthony and I are the thing. But players don't know that. They think we're human. We're claiming to be human. And I turn around and say, I'm killing Anthony. And we're playing mind games.
I'm the thing.
Yeah, we both know it because Anthony's the one who infected
he's gonna. Yep.
So we tell all the players, I'm telling you, Anthony's it. Anthony's it. I turn around and I shoot Anthony. I've just killed a thing. I'm allowed to do that because I am the thing. That puts suspicion on him and possibly takes it off of me.
Because a human can't kill.
Because a human cannot kill. No, the thing cannot kill a human.
So it makes him look like.
Makes me look like I'm a human.
Yeah.
All right, real quick before we get off the that question, you had also put in the why does the medic have to have a black card to do the blood test?
Once again, this is for doubt. Exactly. This places doubt in everyone's mind. If I am a medic and I say, and I have no black cards, and I say I'm going to test Anthony, and Anthony and I, we have to. There's no trickery. We have to show each other whether we are or are not infected. So we both show each other. If I turn around and say Anthony's it, 90% of people are going to believe me because I have no black cards. Anthony, as the thing, it would stink for him if he's the thing because he's like, well, that was fun.
Yeah.
The fact that I have a black card means I could be it too. And the fact that I'm picking Anthony might simply be because he has the most black cards and I want to get suspicion off of me. So whether he is or is not infected, he's most likely going to say, no, he's picking me because I have the most black cards. He's the thing.
Yeah.
So it basically puts doubt in people's heads. It makes it so the thing is never completely boned, no matter what.
And also keep in mind, like Dr. Copper is the only one that has that blood test.
This is a strong one.
And it's not so when we're dealing with 20 specialty cards per character. And this is just, there are tons and tons of cards in this game. So there's only 1 out of the 20, and you only start off in the very beginning when you're setting it up. You draw 1 of your specialty cards to start off. That's 19 left. So a lot of times what'll happen is
on the bottom.
People are saying, okay, we need Dr. Copper, whoever's playing that character, find that blood test. Now, if Copper is already the thing, then he's possibly going to have it in his hand and just put it in the trash.
Yeah, we've had players burn it.
Yeah,
burn it.
it.
I can't
Say,
find it.
find
I can't find it. It's somewhere in here.
And just conveniently never get to the bottom of their deck, even though it's already been burned, because, again, he's exposing himself if he has to test.
And you do not want to expose yourself.
Right, never. Well, you have to wear pants. All right. What about Blairs' blood test for finding the host?
This one's fun. Blairs' test is weaker, but it's a lot of fun. Right now, if Dr. Copper tests me, cards should stay on the table. Dr. Copper has to have one black card, but he could test anybody he wants, whether they have black cards or not. Why? He's simply looking to find out if you're infected or you're not infected.
Yes.
So if I turn around and test Rick, we both show each other our tiles. I look, he looks, we put the tiles down, and then we tell the group what we want to. Blair is a little bit different. He is specifically looking for the host. Blair, too, has to have one black card to do this. So Blair would say, I'm testing Rick. Or I'd say, I'm testing Anthony. If I'm Blair, I'm going to show Anthony my card. And Anthony has to show me all of his.
Discreetly.
And so if I see this, I know for a fact Anthony's the host. And then I got to wonder who else
Track
might have.
back to what he's done,
What
who
he's done.
traded with. Yes.
Now, if Anthony holds up this, and I say, look, Anthony, I'm using the host test. Here's mine. Anthony says, here's mine. All I've done is eliminated Anthony's not the host, because he could still be infected and somebody else around the table is a host. It just narrows it down a little bit.
And that's how it's a little weaker.
I think the most important question of the day, as I've actually wondered myself, are there aliens in your game, and what are they doing? And if so, is one hiding in your coffee mug?
I drank all my coffee, so
Thought
if
it
it is,
tasted
yeah, it might be already too late.
All right. Are you guys going to be doing a beta program for
Back
feedback
stroke.
and review prior to the game shipping next year?
Beta program. Well, we've done testing with strangers from around here through board game meetups and whatnot constantly. I mean, it hasn't been just us testing this.
We did at the con.
Yeah.
We've had dozens and dozens and dozens play. Not just at one time it was heavy every single day. Now we're doing it like maybe twice a week. We get them on the weekends.
We'll still continue.
People that, we're constantly going through. It's, again, we started off with us because we wanted to be confident when all of us were playing it in-house.
That it worked.
Then we got like friends and friends of friends, and because we didn't want it to be broken with the first group, a strange group coming in and fixing it and playing it. So after we were extremely comfortable with that, then we started bringing in people that we didn't know, and now they're bringing in people that we don't know, that they don't, that they know. So it's reached quite a bit, but it's been played a ton.
All right.
One of the comments from chat earlier was who was paid in the highlight video.
Who
was
was
paid?
paid? Nobody.
Oh, nobody. Oh, yeah, highlight video. That's
Those all people.
Yeah, that
That
was.
was actually
Well,
was an intern.
the three of us are.
well, one of the guys was a free intern for us. That's Wesley.
Well,
and then
Talking
he-
about the highlight one with
Oh,
was the three
Yeah,
of us.
the
and
three of
Amber
us.
Lynn.
Yeah, Amber Lynn.
no, nobody got paid.
Yeah, nobody
not
got
even not even y'all.
I'm still not
We
getting
got
paid.
lunch.
Yeah.
Oh, that one. Okay.
Yeah,
so that
those
question.
other videos, the one with the music and all that, we don't know any of those people.
Yeah,
They
those
just had a
were-
really good game night, so we got them on tape.
So are there variable modes of the game in the rule book, like an easy, normal, hard mode?
There absolutely can be in this. There's one of two ways to do this. First way is the way Rick would do it. He would take out probably a black card or two to make a player stumble onto the infection card sooner.
Earlier, yeah.
To me, you're not going to have a problem. We've had games because once you run out of these cards, instead of every time you go to draw a black card, if there's not one there, you gain a strike. So you do not want to burn through them, but it's happened several times that we run out of those cards. What we would do is you raise the humanity number. So if the three of us are playing and we're trying to reach 18, we might raise that number up to 20, 24, and now we're really going to A, have to roll high, and B, get a bunch of bonuses. So the higher that number is, the harder the game is to achieve.
Yeah, that's a few people that watched and they just were champing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Champing at the bit. That's a pet peeve of Jesse's.
He
I don't know
caught
if
it
you
at
know
least.
that or not. I did catch it. It took a second. Because there are strategies. Hey, I don't want to go outside. I don't want to make myself vulnerable. I'm going to stick around. And basically, or maybe send one person outside to search and maybe risk getting infected, but hoping that their rolls are good enough not to get vulnerable cards. But there are a lot of aspects like camp events. Sometimes being inside is more dangerous than being outside, because there are some things
you
that
could burn to death inside and freeze to death outside.
And anytime you damage the door, you give it 3 strikes, and everybody inside gets a vulnerable card. So it's really dangerous. But the thing is just by simply changing your end need, instead of 6, because a lot of times the way that we play it, we'll find we usually have a minimum of 3 helicopter bonus points, minimum, sometimes up to 8, 9. I know that Anthony's had close
12.
to a dozen.
Yeah.
And then it really sucks when he gets infected at that point. But just by changing this, say, okay, well, you need to roll a 7, which you cannot do without bonuses. And so that's an easy way to make it fun.
Not that we're talking strategy, but there was one of the new groups that came in. The guy said he'd watched the group play it, and he said he had it all figured out.
Yeah, that's the guy I was talking about.
Yeah, well, he had this brilliant plan. We're going to send one guy out and collect the points. We're going to build him up and collect the points, and we're going to hang back and help each other and heal. And they had it all planned out, which was great until come phase 3. The guy they've been sending out there to get all these bonuses, which he was dominating. Last moment, he started drawing more and more cards. So now the guy who had all the bonuses, they had to turn around and trust him, and he was most likely the one who was the thing. So kudos to you guys for screwing the pooch.
All right, this is an important question. How long does a game usually last?
Depends on who's playing. We're veterans. We know how many cards are in there. I have zero doubt we could do it in an hour. Yeah. I would say easily an hour.
We average a little over 9.
And that depends on how much we're chit-chatting and goofing up. Now, we've had groups come in here, and they finish next Tuesday. But it's because they're laughing, they're talking, there's a lot of discussion. It's really on your group. To be realistic, when we're explaining things, it's so funny. We start explaining how to play, and you could sometimes see people's eyes kind of glaze over. And I've learned since then, I simply say, just watch. And I promise you, come round 3, you will know everything about the game, and I've yet to be wrong about that. People catch up with this about the 3rd round. There, you could see the moment of, I get it. Okay, that's all there is to it. Well, once they do that, then they start strategizing and building, and that itself will stretch the game out. The talking and the chit chat, that is what this is about. We're trying to make a social game, but it just honestly, it depends on the group. We've seen them last over 3 hours, and we've seen them last 30 minutes when they kill each other. But it depends on your group. It really does. But I'm comfortable saying one of our games, or if we're involved in the game, it'll be 90 minutes max.
Yeah, but I mean, from what we can tell, especially when we just walk away, we say, okay, here's the game. We'll give them our verbal rules, kind of teach them through it. You could pretty much guarantee that your first game out of the gate will be 2.5 to 3 hours. Yeah. But then your second game will definitely put you within the 90 to 2 hours. It's just you have to get into that comfort zone. But
and
so
more
far
players,
we're very good with
more
that.
players will add the time even to us, but that's just because of the time it takes to do a round or a player turn.
Perfect time to tell about the 3 to 6. We're talking about length of game duration.
Yeah.
A 3-player game, to make this perfectly clear, I'm throwing it out there. A 3-player game, in my opinion, is not optimal. That's like playing a 2-player Uno. You can do it. It is very functional, and some people might like it more. I am not a fan of the 3 or the 6. The 3-player just didn't feel like it gave me a lot of variety. The 6-player almost feels like too much variety. It becomes really hard by adding a 6th player. The 4 and 5-player is the sweet spot, and I think even 4 is like a really sweet spot. But some people like that 5th player. I've watched them play several.
I like it at 5 because especially during when you're bunking,
it builds that tension.
It really makes you want to plan, figure out who you're going to team up with.
And it puts enough stress on resources without overdoing it.
You can't just burn your deck because everybody's like, hey, we need some of that too. And you got to be smart because, again, you're not fighting against these characters, these players. You need them. So it encourages passing and trading and sharing.
And that's one of the things that makes, your character selection so important, depending on. So if you know you're going to go in and you have veterans playing this, that you feel like you can survive the entire game. If you have a 5th player, that's where Clark becomes really important because he does have opportunities to stay clean
It becomes really hard too. It's great because Clark, you're right. Clark helps you during these sleep rounds, but where there's the blessing, there's the curse, because now there's already a shortage of food, and Clark's got to feed his dog. So it becomes a really fun dynamic.
And that's where I've actually enjoyed the most is the 5-player games, and I enjoy the 6-player games too. Of course, I keep asking Jesse, it's like, well, why can't this be 7? Why can't this be 8? And he says, because it can't, because the way that everything is organized, I mean, basically, sure, I mean, I guess you could if you're just completely a glutton for punishment, because there aren't enough resources. I mean, somebody's going to die. Yeah, and it's going to quickly become a 6-player game if you don't have the resources to survive, especially once you get to phase 3, when it takes 3 successes.
And you can only build the knife.
And that's the reason why, the way that I like to play, and I do like Van Wall, because I can build and build and build, and sometimes I won't get any helicopter bonuses until the 2nd phase, because I've just been in there just arming myself up. I mean, I want a knife, I want a hatchet, I want to get that axe, and trying to make sure, which also come in handy for repairing as well.
In fact, tell them the first character you would leave out on a 4 or 5-player game if you had to leave somebody out, a 4-player game.
Me? How'd leave Kenner out?
See, it's crazy. Kenner has all the food.
I know, but
Rick would purposely leave him out because he knows that is going to be a high range of vulnerable cards. I am horrified to leave out Kenner because you can remove strikes. You cannot wash away those black cards.
But that's what makes that's where I get all excited. See, there's actually a question here. Somebody just said, "What happens when you run out of black cards?" Well, the first thing that happens is I smile ear to ear because that makes me so happy.
He knows when you run out of black cards, there is 100% chance someone is the thing. There's no other option. And then when you go to draw them and they're not there, you start getting strikes. So when you run out of those black cards, you're going to have players that start dying. There's no two ways about it.
But see, I just like that aspect of it because, sure, you can get lucky. I mean, because we had a 6-player game Friday night. Yeah. And I was actually, because they were all, half of them had never played it before, right?
Two of them
hadn't played. So when I came back, I was like, so who died? And when they said nobody died, I was like, you got to be kidding me. How did they, they just can't make it. It's hard. Yeah. Because so I mean, but the thing is being smart, being prepared, you can beat this game.
No, they ended up, very last moment, they were positive they were all clean. That they had 2 things get on and the other 4 were clean. And sure enough, the humans lost by a roll of 3, which was insane. It was such a good game.
All right, Gary. I like the idea of having to keep a human alive for the thing in order to win. I guess that this was the balance reason rather than being close to story, like host concept.
Yeah, I'm glad you like it because that's what we went with. Our number 1 question is, my favorite question is, the logic questions for story purposes. It's one of those that some of it's going to make it for a better mechanic than story. And we want you to play story here on the better versions of the story because, why does he have to have a human? Because he has to, because the game would be broken if he didn't. Next.
All right. So any other questions that we're missing in the comments there, Brian?
Are we good?
Did you guys already do the one about stamina from the?
We did stamina.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. What are other aspects of the game that you guys, would like to discuss without being prompted? Jump on. We're here as long as y'all want us to be here.
Well, the question stops. We're out of here.
Yeah, but I was thinking with Jesse's explanation of players' eyes usually glaze over when they're being explained the game, but once they're into like round 3, they get it. So I don't think it would be a horrible idea if we showed them what a round looks like.
Yeah, and that's one more thing that we can do that.
Real quick, I mean, apparently I missed charms. Will player aids be included?
What does that mean?
I'm not 100% sure, but I just figured,
Nothing.
What do you mean by player aids?
There's a pill for that, maybe.
Maybe the build guides.
Maybe the menus.
Menus.
Yeah, these
menus are definitely player aids.
Yeah. This is included.
And then on the character
and then everything on your character board is also included.
Right. So here,
everything on the board is included.
6 action cubes.
This right here. Did I do something wrong?
You're breaking stuff.
All right. Right here it says what you can do with actions. 1 will take 1 to move, 2 to search, 1 to build, 1 plus to receive. The reason why it's a plus is because you can option to roll as many repair. Repair is 1, boost stamina is 1, and gaining XP is 1. But that's all right here, so that makes it very. That's your.
In fact, these are data. I told you Anthony and I built these. He's actually updated these even more so to let you know what's in your deck. I think you added a couple. It's way clearer. The thing I wanted to point out that nobody's. They were asking earlier about XP. What's the old XP? We've explained why stamina is important. That's how powerful your character is. The higher your stamina is, the more powerful you are. That's built inside. Outside is XP. A player can build XP outside the same way he builds stamina inside. So when I go outside, I would say, you know what? I want to use 1 action to roll to get XP, and I could roll it. Whether I get a success or not, it's going to determine if I get it. And I could do that for as many actions as I want. Or I could be a little more risque, and I would spend 2 actions to flip a card. The moment I flip the card, I instantly get 2 experience for doing that. So a sure way is just constantly flip cards. Every time you flip cards looking for a bonus, you're running a risk of running into the thing, and therefore every single card is going to give you 2 XP. That XP is used to unlock your attributes in any order you want. So if you want to save up and get the locker dice first, or if you want to go ahead and get your unique attribute, or if you want to unlock your cardio, whatever, that's up to the players.
Steven's asking, what and how often do you usually have to use tools like torches, etc.?
Very often.
Almost every
yeah,
round.
those items are used excessively to help you fight off against attacks and setbacks, because especially the torch, I mean, it gives you a +1 red and a +1 blue, which is good against an attack, which is red, and a setback, which is blue.
Yeah, there's the total of 3 things a player is going to come across in the events deck. This is something that will be flipped every single round. Red cards, which anything you have that's red is going to help you against, and your natural will help you against. Blue cards, anything you have that's blue will help you against, and your natural will help you against. And finally, you have green. Green means it takes place right now at this moment. Every player as a team has to work together to solve it, and then the round starts.
I think you said that perfectly.
All right, so we also had a question from Wesley Ronald. Will this game be available or buyable after Kickstarter? If so, how much would the 8-man version and the foam coasters? Answer is
$2. Yes. Oh, sorry. All the drops just we plummeted price.
Yes, it will be available after Kickstarter. We're going to use backer kit. You can use it in a pre-order. We don't have any retail set up yet. Our hope is that that we'll have some retail outlets, but we're also going to be be available after Kickstarter through pre-order. One thing you will not be able to order is the Kickstarter exclusive infection level. So that's going to be locked down, and pretty much I'm going to lock that down 2 weeks. As soon as we get the initial wave of backer kit surveys back, we're going to be taking that off, and it's not going to be available. As far as the coasters, they're always going to, they'll be available as long as
people are buying them.
Yeah, and as far as the price difference, that has not been determined right now. A lot of people have talked about how expensive this game is, and it's something that I know, right?
I hadn't heard that.
I hadn't heard that. No.
So, and it's something that we debated. I mean, we talked and we talked and we talked, and people have compared us to other games, and interestingly, using formula of like Jamie Stonemeyer, our game is actually cheaper than that it should be based on that formula. But obviously there's a limit, and I think that some of you think that limit's already been reached.
Yeah, but still, the point that I think you've made clear many times is that people are assuming the 8-character game is the game. It's right. The 4-character game is everything you need. This is
just like Jesse said earlier. I mean, his sweet spot is 4 characters, and we play tested Copper, Kenner, Gary, and McCready forever before we started adding the other characters. I like the other characters for a very specific reason. I do like to go to 5, and I do like to go to 6 players. But the main reason why the 8-character expansions are so important to me is replayability. It's fun to add a different element, whether it be Clark with the dog, Van Wall with those lovely buildables.
And at the end, he could repair.
Huh?
Van Wall.
Oh,
Van
yeah.
Wall.
Oh, yeah,
He
Van
could
Wall's
repair like the
great.
boiler and the
Yeah.
door. Van Wall's an awesome mechanic.
And so those are some of the things that that I get really excited. So I don't want it, but we don't want anybody to think that they have to be completionists. You know,
You get the
excited
smaller
about the
set
end.
now, and then you check out I say smaller. Check out the actual game now, and if you like it, then turn around and buy the Clark expansion. Yeah,
That's the reason why we did the 2-player expansions the way that we did. So
Yep. Stop being poor.
Andre's asking if they can buy the other characters later.
yes, yeah, well, within the groups. So if you want to go ahead and go with the 4-character expansion, 4-character game, I'm sorry. Then I believe it's Blair and Clark,
And then Norris and Van Wall.
and then Ben Wall and Norris are together. So you can't buy them individually, but you can buy them in those groups.
2-pack bundles.
Yep.
Just like what's already on the Kickstarter.
And you're getting a
Yeah.
good chunk of
mean,
stuff in
you'll
those
get-
packs.
Yeah.
That's one character, so you'll get
That times 2 and tiles.
Yes, and tiles. Yes.
So 40. So within each one of the expansions, that's 40 character cards or specialty cards. So yeah, there's tons of stuff in there. So any other questions, Brian? that we-
Jamer also asked, how many things did we change based on playtesting?
How many?
Oh my
You don't even want to
sweet
know.
God.
The first time we tested this game, we were all happy. We're like, all right, we got this game. Let's test this.
This is us on the drive home.
We went home mad. We were.
It was brutal.
It was
We
bad.
worked on this game on dry erase boards and blackboards and paper and notebooks
It
and
was broke.
for months. We were working on this while had been working on other games. And boy, we just thought we had it all figured out. This is going to be the greatest game ever up here. The moment we started putting it on paper and doing these early phases, we left broke men. It was so bad, y'all. It was so bad.
So 2 months into the process, and luckily I wasn't here during the initial playtest because I came back and they were so excited when I left, and we're gonna put it on the table. We're gonna test it out. And I came back and said, "So how'd it go?" And he says, "You don't want to know."
We're starting over on the whiteboard. We're just like trying it all
Yeah.
over.
Day one,
Yeah.
it was bad. It was
But-
not even playable.
But what's really neat about this is fast forward to hundreds of playtests later.
Yep.
And honestly, I don't think there's anyone here that wouldn't. I mean, we'll give up any evening. We love playing this game.
Yeah, of all the games we've
And that
tested.
says a lot for me to say
As a
that,
creator,
Yeah.
because it's one thing for them as creators. They
still
a lot of their blood, sweat, and tears. But as everybody knows, I'm more business than I am game. I mean, I love this game, but also whenever we have brought in all of these game testers that are more enthusiasts than I am, not necessarily these guys, but I am. I mean, it really is. It's a great sweet spot because it's easy to learn. It's not too intimidating, other than the fact that the rule book is going to be lengthy. I saw you commented on that, Brian.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like, I mean, to me, the way that I was always looking at it is playing craps in a casino. I mean, there's a lot, and you can get intimidated because you see all of these different things. But as soon as you realize not everything applies to me, not everything is important to know at any one given time. But there are a lot of scenarios that can happen. So I love it for that reason, and real gamers love it, especially towards the end. I mean, it's just so much fun.
One of the big pluses is, we even made the comment, we're going to play this until we don't like playing it anymore. And
That's not anytime soon.
and that's we played, and it's fun because we'll start off, we got to test that out. It's a new mechanic that might not work if this particular thing happens. We'll start playing, and about halfway through, we forget we were testing, because you start getting pulled back into it. It starts becoming fun again. But like I mentioned, one of my favorite stories was they had that group that came, and that one guy kind of had a chip on his shoulder. And he started naming all the paranoia games out there. And he was brought along by one of his buddies, apparently, who had played this already. Again, we didn't know anybody in this group, and 5 of them came and they sat down to play, and you could just tell he had already made up his mind that he wasn't going to care for it too much. And then about an hour in, I heard him tell his buddy that brought him, he said, this is the most paranoid I've been playing one of these games. And he wasn't high-fiving about it. He just said it kind of quietly, maybe eating some crow.
He was one of those that analyzes, and he's tracking everybody and doing odds and statistics and stuff,
Yeah.
saying, okay, trade with him. There's only
He's
cards
doing the
left.
math on everything.
Yeah.
He was crunching numbers and seeing, but it was such a compliment to have this guy who I thought there was no way we were going to please to make such a good comment. So it's a blast. It really is a fun game.
Do we have anything new?
Anything?
Yeah, Andre's asking to clarify about how the dial works with the infection.
Okay.
We've gone over it a few times, but
We
wouldn't
have.
have to do it again.
Yeah, and also there's one other, Wesley, basically, I don't know if this was, it is set up as a question. He's saying, so the host shouldn't build a thing army and infect the whole table, just to kind of make sure that we're all clear on that one as well.
Yes, he can. And then you can take the dials.
If he chooses. I mean,
If I'm the thing, depending on my black card count and how much I think they think I'm the thing, will totally determine what I'm going to do. If my card count is low and I'm the host, I might just sit back and not recruit anybody because I think there's a really good chance they're not going to waste a blood test on me. And I think because of that, there's a good chance they're going to take me on the helicopter. So I'm going to keep doing my thing and get bonuses to throw them off. Something else I might do is not be obvious, but I'm not going to be as helpful to some of the players who might need food because I want them to build their black cards more than mine. Now, I can choose to infect if I think it benefits me. It's going to help me if I turn around and infect Anthony. If Brian, Rick, and I are playing a 4-player game, if I infect Anthony, because now there's a 50% chance that one of me will get on the helicopter. But the more that I infect, so if Anthony turns around and infects Brian, we have a really good chance for Rick taking one of us. But if it backfires, we've just lowered his humanity number down to 6 instead of 24, because every time one of us got infected, it lowered that number by 6. So you want to strategize and say, do I want to be strong to get on the helicopter, or do I want to have their number lower, but I'll look more likely to get on? So it's going to completely come down to what you strategize in doing.
Also keep in mind that it's not a free-for-all with infecting. Once black cards go out, people start getting a little more hesitant to trade.
Right.
People can still block your trade if you're the thing. It really isn't. I think a lot of emphasis is getting passed around the infection, thinking that it's just willy-nilly being easily pet to be infected. Sometimes it's not.
It's harder than you think.
In fact,
It's
one of our first, I remember Amber saying it was hard for me to infect. She was infected. She was trying her best. They would either not trade with her or they would trade with her and block her infection. And the only time she was able to squeeze in at the very end, she passed off her infection was during a sleep round, which a human cannot defend for, which almost sounds unfair until you analyze that. During a sleep round, if I do not trust Anthony, and I bunk with him anyway, I'm asking for it. He can infect me if he wants to. But if I'm smart and I say, I don't trust Anthony, I still have a way out. I say, I'm not going to bunk with you. I would rather draw a black card because I think he's already it, which means that deck is clean. But if I'm wrong, God forbid, I might end up turning around and drawing the infection and realize, well, I had him wrong, but now I'm it.
So you have options.
Yeah, there's always one option of something you could do.
All right, now go back to Brian's question about
the
clarifying the infector real quick.
Go ahead,
Oh, and he was just wanting to know how it works again?
Yeah, just
Okay, so the way this works is, as long as you're human, you don't have to worry about this. Once you have one vulnerable card, at that point, if a player receives a card from you, or if you bunk with another player during a sleep round, at that point you are required, infected or not, to show the dial to that player. So if I'm bunking with Jesse and I have I'm it. I have one black card and he has none. So we bunk. Then that means if I'm it, I will choose, do I want to infect him or do I want to not infect him? Most likely I'm not going to infect him at this point. So I will show him discreetly under the table or something. I'd show him the infector.
Now, if I have a black card,
well, first of all, in this scenario, he doesn't have one, so he doesn't have to show me.
I don't show him anything. I can't show him anything.
Yeah, he can infect me even if he was infected by somebody else. And then
so if we each had a black card and we had the lowest amount, because 90% of the time the players that have no black cards choose each other to bunk with because they know they're the absolute safest. So if Brian and Rick had none, they're going to bunk together. We're going to see it coming and say, okay, sleep round's next. Y'all gonna bunk together. And Anthony and I would say, screw it, we'll bunk together. It's still early. So when the sleep round comes, we'd both take our tiles and we'd show each other. And then, because we each have a black card, we have to show them something. Again, if you're human, you have no choice but to show them the clean. If you're infected, you can choose if you want to infect or not. Now, the difference between these and the dials, just to get out the way, the dials are a simple thin, not thin, a simple small.
It's a double-stacked radial with a
radial. Yeah.
A rivet in the middle, so that way you'll turn the dial to what your intended and status is.
And it will have almost like red, green. So if I go to pass my dial to you, it doesn't matter if it's not like I'm always turning it left because the red's on the left. Red and green's coming to the left, red and green's coming to the right. So you'll never know where somebody's setting it to. They put it face down, they can slide it over to you.
There is no
They
tail.
lift it, look at it, they slide it back. So,
and keep in mind that I know he was just talking about red, green. There will have
Symbols.
more distinguished markings.
Yeah.
It won't be red, green because we have, we've heard and about the colorblind aspect of it.
Yeah, it'll
be something
It'll be
recognizable.
colorblind friendly. We'll have colorblind friendly colors on there and also symbols.
It'll be light gray and light blue.
So I mean, even if we have an X and a circle on top of the color, there will be something for colorblind people.
Steven's asking during sleep rounds, can he still decide to infect if he has at least one vulnerable card? You don't even have to have a vulnerable card, right? If you're infected.
For a sleep round, yeah. The only
you
way to
can't
infect, you have to have at least one
Yeah.
black card.
So yeah, so even in a sleep round, if the thing has infected you and you bunk with somebody else, if you don't have a black card, you cannot infect
You
them.
can't even touch a tile until you get
Yeah.
your black card.
But you can always choose not to infect, even if you're the thing.
Yeah, you don't have to infect.
Yeah, the thing, if Anthony and I have a plan, we're both the thing. The plan might be he infected me because I have no black cards. But the plan might also be for one of us to go out and purposely accidentally get more black cards because we're building ourselves up. Like, because one of us is strengthening to attack. So, I mean, players, like, you could ask for, hey, Anthony, you have a canned food? He said, yeah, I got one. And he passes me a shotgun. He's trying to tell me something. There's so many just looks you can give and just backstabbing dirty things you could do once you start kind of teaming up with your humans or the thing. It starts getting a lot of fun towards the end of phase 2, phase 3, because players, it's not like you don't trust anybody. You usually find somebody around the table you do trust, and then the clicks start.
So
Wade says hi.
What's
Hi.
up, Wade?
So Steven
No, Wade.
just made a comment.
Oh, Wade?
Wade.
I think you said Wade.
Wade Acuff.
Okay. Hey, Wade.
Steven said, but in sleep phase, I have to show the dial, you say, so I would have to show green if I'm infected.
No.
Yeah, I think you did that wrong when you said whether I'm infected or not.
No,
I think
I said
red is
I
infected.
said I was choosing in that round not to infect,
Yeah, it's
but
your
as the
choice.
thing, I have
Yeah.
the choice. I can do whatever as the thing, but as a human, you have to show green because you're not infected. You cannot infect another player as a human.
Kyle asks, have you ever played with anybody that had a visible or audible reaction to being infected?
Here's we have two scenarios. That and Jesse. That was
Yeah.
the greatest thing ever.
Oh,
That was the
different
worst.
Jesse.
That was
Yeah.
the end of the game.
Oh,
when
nice. He got
I-
screwed.
Yeah.
He got screwed. Anyway, Rick. Here's Rick when he looks at the card. It's cool. We will go out of our way not to infect Rick. That's his deterrent. If
He
I'm
won't
gonna
really
laugh,
do
you
it.
infect me, I'm gonna be like, ha ha. Yeah, so we don't infect Rick. But yes, and then my favorite part was I was playing with. There was a girl named Jessie and Anthony and me, and I don't remember. I think one of our characters died. There was the three of us were left. And the very last round, this final sleep round before the helicopter, I had to sleep alone, which means I had to draw the black card. Anthony bunked with Jessie, and sure enough, passes her the card, and this was her reaction because she swore up and down.
Do not
Anthony would
infect me.
say,
Yeah, it's like-
she's like, Anthony, you don't. I'm not going to infect you, and this is her reaction.
I was like,
And I was like, what? And then she couldn't even play it off. It
She
was
tried.
so bad that her shoulders literally dropped. And then Anthony, because I saw her reaction, he just turned around and shot me. That's like, if I'm not winning, you're going down.
right.
But it was
No,
good
tell him-
times.
Is he here? Tell him to come in here.
Can I tell him?
Yeah, tell him to beg him to.
Beg him to.
Who is it?
Beg him.
Who?
Some
Brett.
certain person
Oh,
that
Brett.
you might like.
Yeah, don't tease me like that.
Barbara.
Yeah, get him in here.
Serious.
Yeah.
He stopped me.
No, get him in here.
Get him in here.
Okay.
None of them's going to know who he is. Or Instagram people have no idea.
Just have him come in and be like,
Yeah.
hey, check out
That's
this video.
Barbara.
But anyways,
Go get Brett.
I do think before this is over, we need to do a round.
No.
We're gonna
I mean-
play a round.
Yeah, we're going to, me, Anthony, Brett, and
He's not gonna come back, and everybody's gonna think you're a liar.
I'm not lying. I promise. Brett Favre is right here. I'm right here,
Why don't
man.
you-
They're definitely gonna think I'm
Why
lying.
don't you pull him into camera then?
Steven's asking, what's the latest moment to attack? Is there somewhere between the sleep phase or the helicopter phase?
Yes. Well, that represents the start of the round, and then the round takes place. The last phase, a player can use actions or do anything, is the one right before the helicopter round. In that round,
that's the last
that
chance
you can't.
have.
The final round, before the helicopter, you can do all your actions. It's a normal move. The helicopter round, you can't trade.
I wouldn't even consider it
build
a round.
it's not even a round. It's the decision
Once you
round.
get to the helicopter,
You
there's
can't
no
do
more rounds.
anything but choose who gets on the helicopter.
Right. So basically, you can attack once you get infected all the way up until the very last round before the helicopter.
And that's why things become so dangerous. That's why players start pulling out the shotguns and the handgun, because they believe if the thing's going to attack, it's going to be on that round where the game can't go on, where players can continue to figure it out. So if you're going to kill a thing, that's when you get with your buddies and say, look, I might not get him the first shot. I'm going to need you to step in. But they've got to trust you enough. And you got to make sure you're not telling the thing's ally, okay, you need to help me kill him. It gets funny and intense all at the same time. As you get towards the end of phase 3, it builds up.
Yep. Marie has probably the most important question of the night.
Here we go.
How many cats are hidden in the sugar goats? I want to talk about
In the sugar goats.
In the sugar goats.
There are no.
There are no cats.
Yeah, there are.
We're not doing this sugar
You're talking
goats.
about in the canned food?
No, we're not. We are not letting him do sugar goat. He's trying to get.
Rick has been honest.
No,
No, I think that this is an important thing for us to discuss right now.
Oh, and the sugar goats. I'm like, what? I'm thinking he meant sugar ponies.
That's
He
what
means
I'm
stretch
talking
goals.
about.
No.
He talks so much about sugar ponies.
I thought he meant
it's hard
sugar
to-
I know.
He always talks
Rick ain't
about
shut up about
ponies.
sugar ponies for like a month now. So
I want a happy game.
it's got to be happy.
Look.
They're not going to like this.
Yeah, you guys can be in your endangered orphan, alien infected humanity world all you want, but I'm telling you, when you said, "Hey Rick, let's do this company," I said, "Can we make people happy? Can we put smiles on people's faces?"
We put
And you
smiles on
said,
our
"Sure."
faces.
We have over 1,000 people right now that are happy.
No, do we really?
Close to 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they're kind of happy. They're,
Anyway,
I want a
yeah.
happy game, guys.
We almost.
I have a happy game. I want to put it out there.
Rick came up with a game, a card game. It's
I did.
funny. He came up with this. I walked in, and he was sitting on the floor with his crayons and his index cards. I'm making games too, Jesse. And he had this idea for this happy game with rainbows and butterflies.
I think
And he was
unicorns-
dead serious.
I think unicorns pooping rainbows is a good thing for
And
everybody.
he would. There was talk before going into Who Goes There. So he wanted to do something happy because he thought after Orphans, he didn't want to go into another dark, defeating humanity world would work. So he wanted to do this happy-go-lucky game. So aren't you
No.
glad we stopped him?
yes, we won't.
Now, but also,
Cats and sugar goats.
Yeah, what is the catch?
so we're going to. So Jesse's been having a lot of fun with canned food for our food rounds, and sometime this afternoon I'm going to put on our Facebook page some of the cans that we're going to put in the decks for the different canned foods. Now we have 20 or so canned foods right
20
now,
plus.
20 plus, and he's designed about 10 of them. They're a lot of fun. So we need y'all's help. Go on Facebook at some point and give us your ideas about what kind of food would you like to eat if you were in the Antarctica.
Whoa.
Huh?
Better yet, what kind of food would you rather your teammates have to eat if they are in the Antarctica? Because the best one is chocolate pudding and tofu, which sounds good, doesn't it? Got chocolate pudding and tofu. We have meatballs, powdered milk, and cookie bits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll eat whatever you have to when you're trying to survive.
Anything you have to eat, you eat it. I think we're even going to go with the what is it, frosted brownie?
Frosted brownie, yeah.
We heard a
Well,
lot
we
of
have to have
talk on the
frosted
code
brownie.
about frosted brownies, so we're going to put some of Meemaw's frosted brownies in there. Anyway, throw some ideas, and we'll see if we can pull some of them off in the canned food section.
All right. See, no more questions actually in the Q&A, so I think we're
There's
good
no more
there.
in chat either. They're just
Huh?
hanging.
Well, I think they might
Yeah.
be sticking around for the play.
So we want to do
Let's
that?
do it.
Yeah, in a minute.
Okay.
We will stop if he comes in. I mean,
No, we won't. I'd be like,
Just
all right,
let's get into the play.
Let's do a play.
All right.
So we're gonna first set up. So what we'll do is, Brian, you wanna? Brian, you'll be the medic. You won't see Brian.
Brian's sitting
or-
right here, so just trust me.
Yeah,
Brian!
You'll be the medic. Rick will be McCready. So the way we start is we place everything on our character boards.
We're just doing a couple rounds, get these guys
Right.
flavor. Okay.
Start with 3 stamina.
Yeah, everybody gets 3.
We've already shuffled the 54 cards. And we start here on the phase meter. Helicopter around here.
Everything looks all. Not yet, Brian. Come on. That's what you played before.
Sorry,
So,
Commander.
Okay, as the commander. Okay, everybody, the turn order will be. Now, the order I pick now is important as the game goes, and it's really important because this is the order in which we'll get on the helicopter. Guess who's going to get on first? Bam, this guy.
As you
Okay,
Until we kick them off.
Yeah.
1,
I'm better than Rick over here.
2, 3, 4. Rick, that's where we're going to go. You're the anchor. You're the
I'm
anchor.
always
We'll
last.
go
That's
clockwise.
good.
Clockwise.
Okay, we're going to go clockwise.
All right. So as the commander, he gets to go first. And
Now,
his,
this is what I will do when I'm going first. Everybody draws one of each of the 3 camp cards.
Yes.
1, 2, tree.
It's gonna take forever if we go this slow.
Yeah.
We're only doing 2 rounds.
Yeah, we're explaining. We're not going to do the whole game.
7
We
hours
need to
later.
explain what we're doing.
Oops. I cheated.
He cheated, so as usual.
All right.
Rick likes
Okay.
it when you shuffle the deck mid-game.
Yes, he
Yeah,
does.
I love that.
Okay, so now that we have our 3 cards,
Now, everybody places your pawn wherever you want. You can
I-
place it inside or outside.
I'm starting in the workshop.
You know where I'm going to
Workshop,
be.
workshop, workshop. It's going to be in the workshop.
Yeah.
Okay.
Building.
Common place to start.
Because we want to build. Rick loves to build.
All right.
Now, very first thing I'm going to do. Oh, Brian has wood. I'm going to ask Brian. Brian, do you have any wood?
Start the round.
Okay. The round
order.
starts.
We move down on the
The
phase
marker
meter.
goes down. Everybody outside drops down 1 stamina.
Nobody's
outside. Next, I flip this card here.
And what is our event that we have to face?
We have an avalanche coming. If we do not defeat this avalanche, we'll receive 1 strike or lose 2 XP.
It is a blue event.
So we need blue things to defeat it. So
And we don't have any XP yet because we haven't gone
we
outside.
haven't gone outside
Right.
yet. So
Is it locked? It's unlocked.
it is unlocked so we can go inside or outside. So the very first thing I'm going to do is use 2 actions to build. To draw, sorry. I got rope and screws. And I got a med kit too, Brian, so I'm good
I have
there.
rope, but I'm sure you don't need it. I got canned food, so I'm good for the food round.
I got wood if you need it.
I do need it, Brian. Can I please have some wood? I am removing 1 and getting a card from Brian. Now, Brian, I have no reason to roll anything because he has no black cards. We encourage trading, which is why receiving a card from a player is cheaper than drawing one. A, it's cheaper, so you want to do that. And B, it's a guarantee if Brian says he has it, as opposed to me digging through this whole deck looking for it. So now I'm also going to use 1 to build.
Okay, what are you building?
Wood and screws. What does that make, my good friend?
Wood and screws makes you a club.
I will
So he
take this
gains a
club tile and I will place it on my board where it will permanently remain. Now, this club gives me +1 red. Now, that's not going to help me against the avalanche, but it is going to help me in the future. So I've got 1 action left. I'm about to fight the avalanche. I'm going to use my last action to roll for my stamina. Bam, there it is. I take my stamina, put it on
And the
now
reason he did that was
because I want 2 dice
now he
against
gets
it.
2 naturals to roll against any event.
Phase 1, everything is a 1. I'm going to take my 2 dice. Come on, Rick needs a new pair of shoes.
He
Bam,
got
and I
1.
did it. So my turn is over.
All right, so now it's my turn. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start with building my stamina.
I knew it.
So I spend 1. I didn't get it. This happens to me all the time. You know what? I'm not worried about.
Do it again. Do
No,
it
no, no.
again.
I have a flare. I'm not worried about losing to the.
I don't think it's a
So
flare.
I'm
Why
going to
would we
search.
change
I have 2 rope. I got another rope. I do not need more rope. I'm going to search again. I need to find items.
I have
It's too late. I already searched. I got wood. I got rope and wood. Okay, so now I am going to deal with the avalanche at the end of my turn. So I need 1.
Come on, good eye, good eye,
I
good
got
eye.
it.
There we go.
So I beat the avalanche. So now it is Brian's turn.
I did it. I'm gonna also roll.
He's gonna roll to
for
build his stamina.
He didn't.
He
Get
didn't get it, so he's gonna probably use another action roll again.
It. He got
He
it.
Got
did
it.
do it, leaving him with 3 actions. Brian, what are you gonna do now? Pray tell.
Now I pray tell will search. And I got screws.
I could
And
use
I'll-
screws.
But you didn't
If you
save
hold
an
on to
action.
well, no, he can hold on to them for me.
Yeah. And then
Unless
I'll
you get
spend to slam again. Nope. And then 2 dice because of my natural against the
Avalanche,
And
and you
you
got it.
good.
Now, my favorite part of this is when Rick is the only one who fails the avalanche roll.
Or the only one that takes 30 minutes to take a turn.
Is my turn? Is my turn? Is my turn?
Anyway,
All right.
Can I hurry up and slow down?
Yeah, the very first thing I'm going to do, because I love to build, is I'm going to build metal.
If you
I got
hold on-
screws in.
well, hold on to that screws, and I'll
Huh?
trade you a can. I'll give you a canned food on
Okay.
your round, so that way you're prepared for the food round.
Okay, but I don't have anything I can build. I have screws and I have metal. I'm not really ready to build, but I am gonna, since we're not gonna finish this particular game, I'm gonna play a little risky. I'm gonna move my guy
What?
out here.
You're so cray
I
cray.
know I am cray,
You're mad.
and
man.
I'm going to fight the thing with one dice. Crap.
Yeah, that was not something he would do in the long game. So
No, but I
You get-
wanted to show you the mechanic.
You get 2
All
XP
right,
for
I
the
get 2
drawing.
XP
for
thank
flipping
goodness,
that card,
for flipping the card.
and now he has
Now-
to fight the avalanche
And
and
the
the thing. Way to go, Rick.
But that's two different.
Yeah,
things.
you
I get.
gotta
So I'm gonna-
deal with both.
Good. Go ahead.
So I'm going to roll against the thing first.
That's how
Crap.
Rick earned his black card and a strike.
And a strike.
Luckily, I'm clean.
Yeah,
You can
right.
trust me.
I want Brian to get a black card. So
All
we
right,
all look
now
in
I'm
the
going
camera.
You get
to.
a strike as well.
Yeah, I get a strike too. Yeah, thanks for reminding me.
I got to make
And
And he failed the avalanche.
Again, that's so
So-
weird. That's 2 strikes, or 1x or 2 XP, which you just got.
Yeah, I'm going to use my 2 XP. So I'm not gonna. So I'm not gonna be.
Brian had a
vulnerable
med kit
I got
for
a
you.
med kit.
here. Okay.
Okay.
Well, I'll get that from you next round.
All right.
All
So
right.
that completes the round.
So that's round 1.
So now, on the next round,
Camp event. Okay, first we move this down. Is somebody locked out there?
No.
Okay, move this down.
Everybody
Everybody outside goes down 1. That's Rick. So he loses 1 stamina for being outside. Number 2, I'm going to flip this card here. It is green. This takes effect right now.
it's an instant.
Instant. Roll 1 action die. Everybody's going to roll 1 action dice. A success, we get to draw a card. A failure, we lose a card. I draw
Got
1
it. And you can draw
from any of your
anything
3
in
piles.
camp.
I'm going to draw from here.
I'm going to go from storage.
You got to roll a success for the avalanche here.
Oh, I got some good stuff.
Cheaters.
Damn.
Now-
now, keep
You get
in
a card.
mind-
I'm the only one who didn't roll.
I
a
owned
success.
it. Huh?
You want it from here?
What?
You get to get a card.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Okay, keep
I
in
kinda
I don't even
mind,
know what he's rolling.
guys, I have 6
Well,
cards now. Let me
I was the
explain
only
this.
one who did.
I have 6 cards now. I drew this during the event. I can only have 5 cards at a time, but I
At the
have
end
to
of the turn.
I have to end my turn with 5 cards at a time. So now, since I haven't even taken my turn, I could take cards. from
Technically,
other
I can give
players.
Anthony my entire hand,
Right.
and it's not now when it's his turn and he
I
goes
have
to end, he has to get rid of all those cards but 5. Now,
We got to reset our actions, right? Command.
yeah, everybody reset your actions.
Reset our actions.
If you've unlocked your locker dice, you'd roll it right now, but nobody's unlocked it. Okay, so I'm gonna, you know what? I'm feeling cray cray. I'm going outside too.
We have no event to handle this round. So other than that,
Yep.
so
Or we just handled the
we
event.
handled it. There is
Commander
no-
Gary is going outside. Commander Gary's going to flip a card, which gets him 2 XP. And I'm not going to get the thing. I'm going to get door damage.
Ooh.
So do that. I'm feeling frisky. I'm going to do it again. 1 more.
Did you get your
I did.
okay? And you get 2 more.
The thing.
But you got 4 XP to unlock your handgun. You
I
got
do.
Who
You know
shuffled
what?
the phase deck?
I don't even know the
Yeah,
door
it doesn't
shuffle. Okay. Now I'm going to fight the thing. The thing is red. So I do get the benefit of my club because it has red on it. So that's 1, 2, 3. Do what now?
I was gonna say yeah, this is a good time to show what unlocking does, but go ahead and fight the
Okay,
thing.
so I'm going to fight the thing here. So I get 1, 2, 3. All I need is 1 success because we're in the first phase. Feel lucky. Feel like I don't even need your
Yeah,
luck.
technically
In your
you don't.
face, fate.
And this is
Thank
why
God.
it takes like 2 hours to play.
Okay, and
Spend all your actions already, huh?
yeah, I did. I'm going to go ahead and buy something before I pass on the dice. Cost me 3 XP to unlock my handgun. I'm going to go ahead and spend 3 of my XP that I just earned, and now I've got my handgun. So your turn, Anthony.
All right, so what I'm gonna do is, since we are in phase 1, luckily,
You want to try with me?
oh yeah, I do.
He does. I'm cheating completely. He has some really
I'm
good
gonna
cards.
take the screws from you, and while you still have actions, why don't you take one off and receive my canned food for the food round?
Okay.
Okay, so now since we don't have an event, I luckily pulled a flare gun, and that gets me an instant flare gun tile.
Now, this can't be upgraded, but it's a pretty awesome tile. It has a +1 red and a +1 blue, so he's looking really good.
Now I'm also going to build, since I just traded with Brian, I'm going to use the screws I got from him to use wooden screws to make a club like Jesse did. Now I will move outside so that way I can take advantage of the easy early round and search to get XP. Oh, I got a lockbox. Okay, first I get 2 XP for searching. Now, what the lockbox is it's a treasure, a chest, whatever.
He found an old outhouse out there, and he
found
wants to see
something.
what's on the inside.
Now what this does is it says take 2 XP or roll 1 action die. If I roll success, I get a scarf tile.
Go for the scarf.
Well,
you can't hold it.
The problem is I don't have this unlocked yet, my extra space. So if I got a scarf towel, I have nowhere to put it. So I'm just going to go ahead and get the 2 XP instead. So,
hey, you could unlock it now and buy a scarf towel.
Shut up. He is right, but no. And that will
Go
conclude
ahead
my
and do
turn.
it so they could see how, since we're not going to be playing that long. Unlock it.
Actually, you know what I will unlock though? No, I'm going to unlock 3 XP. I'm going to unlock my light eater, which means during a food round, I can eat snack food.
No, we can't do that.
No.
Only him.
So that way I can use all the canned food in my deck to pass out to people who do need it.
Brian, you are up, sir.
Oh, okay. Sorry, there's no.
Yeah, no, I did the
thought there
same
was a
thing.
thing.
If a player passes the torch to the next player and says, I'm done, and he doesn't resolve this, he instantly gets the penalty on that card. So we're all really paranoid saying, okay, did I do it? Did I do it?
My turn?
No.
All right. So first thing, so I'm still outside,
Yes.
and I really, am I locked or unlocked? I'm unlocked.
Yep.
I don't want to risk any more stamina, and I need to build something at some point. So I'm going to use 1 action to move back inside.
My favorite part is how the guy who loves to
Where you
build
wanna
hasn't
go?
built anything yet.
I know, but I don't have anything. I'm going to the workshop.
I got some stuff
I
for
got
you.
cloth and rope.
I got rope.
I'm
We have a
not-
lot of rope.
I
Now
will.
we want Rick to
can I
hang
have,
himself.
Can I have the rope?
Yes.
Now keep in mind, it's not bad to give him something since he has a vulnerable card. If you're thinking that we should be worried, because it's
All right.
only when we take stuff from him that we need
So
to.
I
worry
have
that he
rope
has
and
a
I have
vulnerable
metal. So I'm going to use my action to build.
card. Make a knife.
Make
All
a
right.
knife.
Here is your knife tile. Don't touch me with those tentacles.
Throw it over here. All right, and let's see. So I have 4 cards, 2 more action. I'm going to go ahead and search.
Again.
Yes, please.
What'd you get, Rick? Tell us.
I got cloth.
There you go.
So-
Rope and cloth.
So-
Makes your favorite.
Well, you know what? I'm going to get a scarf. I got 2. I'm going to got a dex. I don't have any more actions, but I do have a dex.
What does a dex do, Rick? Tell
I don't
everybody.
know. Dex is another action.
It lets you put an action back on your tile.
All right.
Gives you 1 extra.
So now I'm going to use that to build
a scarf.
my scarf.
2 cloths make a scarf. Now we're
So
looking
now I have
pretty.
a knife and a scarf.
Couldn't find the scarf.
Oh, we're making building look so easy.
There you go. All right. And
Okay.
That concludes the round.
Everybody, no, let me first. We go down 1. Everybody outside goes down 1 stamina. That's both you and I, Rick.
Ooh, I forgot to
That's
build
not
my
good.
stamina.
No, Rick came inside. It's just Anthony.
Oh, it's you and I. We both go down 1. Okay, everybody reset your actions. I flip a card.
Oh,
Hunger
Crap.
pains. This is not. This is enough.
this is a
This is awful.
this is a burden on the medic.
Okay, so
I
the
mean, sorry,
doors.
the cook.
The door's unlocked. I need something for blue.
What is that? Tell me what the event is.
The event is hunger pains.
It's a blue
if,
event.
If we don't beat this event, if I don't roll more than 1 and I only get 1 right now, if I don't roll perfect, I'm gonna have to play a canned food or I draw a black card.
So during Hunger Pains, if you do not beat the event,
You
you
gotta
can
play the
choose to
food,
play a canned food or
which I do not
draw a
have,
vulnerable card.
and I can't take from Brian because you have a
I'm
food,
the the cook, but
I have a canned food.
but I'm outside. I
Oh,
can
yeah,
move
yeah.
inside.
Oh, yeah.
But then you just have to deal with it.
Yes.
Okay.
I have less stuff.
well, why don't you go ahead and do that? Because
I'm gonna come inside.
I can search.
Brian, I'm coming inside.
So he can choose to deal with the event at any point. in
Now,
his
if
turn.
I take this food from you, you won't have 1 to deal with.
Right,
this.
But if
It's
you
my
beat it, then you
turn.
can.
Then I can give it right back. Strategy, my friend. So I'm going to receive
All right.
1 food, and I'm going to draw 1 wood, wooden rope. I could make one of those paddles. That's not it. Is that on the build menu?
No, that's not it.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. I can tell you what. I'm going to go ahead and fight this now. That way, I can get rid of my 6th card if I lose. So I'm going to fight Hunger Pains. I get only 1. You know what? I'm going to use my last action to roll for my stamina.
And
Bam! And I got it. So I get 2 to beat it. Give me
Yes,
1.
2 natural dice.
I got 1. So I don't need to do it. So Brian, on your turn, you can take this canned food back.
You know what I'm gonna do? I am gonna stay up. No.
It's cold out there. As you would say, it's cold out there, B.
All right, so you got him covered, right, with the food? You have him covered with the food?
I have Brian covered with the
Okay,
food.
so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stay out and continue to search to try and get helicopter points because as the cook, I'll probably be in later.
And you see, Rick has a black card. Nobody's shunning him because it's
So-
what's the big deal? But wait until the end of phase 2 or phase 3, then everybody's like, yeah, it's cool. You can stay over there. It's all helpful at first.
I'm going to
Everybody's friends.
search again. Oh, door damage.
Oh, that's strike 2 on the door. You see how quickly it happens?
2 XP and a strike on the door. Now,
2 XP, you got it.
I already got it. Now, if I got to be careful because if I search again and it's door damage, I'm going to blow the door and they'll all have to draw a vulnerable card. So
risk it. Come on.
no. I'm
Black
going to
cards are
repair.
a friend.
I'm going to repair. I'm going to try to repair the door. I'm going to spend 1 action to roll the repair, which is the worst. I'm always horrible. I'll miss this. I could have spent 2 to fix it instantly, but I like to gamble.
Yeah! Oh, shit. I thought if I was positive, they'd flip it over.
Now, I could do it again.
You still have your flare, right?
I do,
did
but
you
I'm going to
lose?
He ain't
save.
wasting
I'm
that
gonna
on the
save
door.
that. I'm
I say you just open
I'm
it.
going to risk the door because I need to do
Are
something.
you serious?
I am. Oh, it's
Thank
the
God,
thing.
I'd rather that he gets the card than we all do.
But now one of them has to fix the door next round, or when they go out.
Oh,
we're
we
not.
do.
We're not even outside.
Okay, so I've painted myself into a corner. I get 1
2,
dice.
3. You got 3.
No, I get. Oh yeah. Oh, I got tiles. Okay,
Okay,
I get
teaching you all
1,
right.
2, 3. I get 3. Never mind. This will
We
be
got
easy.
this.
Bam, got it. Okay, so that's the thing, and
No,
now
that was the thing.
I'm the thing. So now I deal with hunger pains. I have to deal with that event before it's over. So I need
2.
1, 2. And what they don't know, but I do, is I have a flare which lets me change any missed roll into a success. So even if I rolled all blanks, I could still beat it. So I'm not worried. That's why I was risking it.
All right, my turn.
It is.
It is.
I'm spending 1 to take that canned food back from you, Jess.
That's horse manure, and you know it, you Indian giver. Can I say Indian? I don't know
No.
if I'll say that anymore.
No,
You fat guy giver.
just give him the card.
All right, and then I'm gonna.
Like, oh, that's y'all said no. You can't say that.
Because you can't. And I'll draw 1 more.
He's drawing from his specialty deck.
Yeah, you can't see, but. All right, and I got nothing I needed there, so
No
How
questions.
many
there.
cards you got?
5.
Okay.
So I'll just roll my 2
Oh,
naturals.
being so quiet.
Well, we got 102 of them interested.
Either that or they just have
I
it all
beat
day
it, so
walking
I'm
around
good.
cleaning the house.
Your turn, Rick.
All right. So I don't have any food. So you did not use your food.
Right.
Yeah, so you
So can I go ahead and take that from you?
I would make him face it first.
I would.
Before, because we're gonna have to get the food back from him.
Well, the problem is.
Now when he gives me
Yeah,
the food,
but
it's going to be
the problem
tainted.
is if he rolls and misses it.
But you're.
You
I
can't
mean,
do it.
no,
You
I-
can't
but
take
you
it.
can get
Oh,
food
yeah.
for everybody. I mean, I'm.
All right.
I'm just I'm
Selfish.
drunk over here with all my alcohol.
All right.
So,
Well, you do what you got to do.
all right, I'm doing what I've got to do now.
Deal with it first.
You know
Just get it
what?
out the
I'm
way.
going to go ahead and go back outside because
You want to fix the door. That is
Well,
so
that's
kind.
well,
of
very
you.
I've
sweet of
already so I've already got 2 tiles, and I don't have any XP to be able to unlock my additional blocks. So I need to do that. So I'm going to go on outside and I'm going to search.
Wait, you're not going to fix the door?
Yeah, he's about to fix it right now.
No, he's not.
He could
You know
he
what?
could fix
You know
one.
me
and
better
then
than
some
I
He didn't
ones.
spend his action.
I'm outside. If I blow the door, then y'all are going to get the.
Did he spend his action? Did he spend his action?
I'm going to give you guys the black cards.
How did he move outside and
I
search
just
for
blew.
2
I
actions?
just blew open the door.
No, you didn't.
How did y'all know that?
Because
Because you're laughing.
I got
I
to.
poker face.
All right, so I have a throwing knife. Lay this card next to your character discard to add 1 dice against the attack. Do what?
nothing.
What
Talking
was
about
that?
you and your relations with the door.
Oh. All right. So I'm going to go ahead. I
Are
get
you-
2 XP.
Yes. Somebody keep track.
All right, and let's see. And I'm going to search one more time because
Here we go.
it's just the thing.
Oh well, that's, at least we're not
Well,
affected.
show
It's just
him
him.
the event card. Well, these are flipped.
They flip. They don't, you don't
Yeah.
draw these. You flip them. You
Flip
cheater.
them.
You cheater.
Oh, hush. I was just convinced that it was going to be. I was
How
gonna
many
give
did you get
guys a black
against it?
card.
2. That's how
I
we
have
lost
2.
Rick.
No, I only have 1 strike, so I'm all right.
Yeah, I've got to get the black card right here. Here we go.
All right, done.
He beat it.
And now I have hunger pangs, which I'm going to.
You
I
didn't
get
get
the
2
one.
for that one, did you?
Hmm?
You got 2 for the last one, but
No,
not that
correct. And I missed that, but luckily I got a
Canned
canned
one.
food.
He's playing the event,
Shall I do that?
and
So
he gets to
I
take
am
advantage
good
of
to
the
go.
card he played.
You get an
So you
you
get
stamina for
stamina.
eating
You
canned
Get
food.
stamina.
Huh? That's right. That's right. I'll take yours. All right. Are we going to keep on, or is this
I think
this
that's
is enough, right?
Yeah, I mean, does that give you all a good idea of how rounds go?
That's it. You do that.
Because y'all are being quiet.
Yeah, I don't like that. It's almost like you're not really watching it, and I feel like we're more popular than we are.
So as you can see, once you get the hang of it, it's just keep going, and then
Now here's the part y'all are going to slow down at. The moment y'all get like 2 ropes or whatever, you're going to, do one of these.
yeah, you're gonna have to figure out. Well, what do I want to look for? That's Rick, by the way, is what he's doing.
Patrick says only the thing would use an Apple computer. Got him.
Apple is something the thing would eat.
All right. Any other questions?
Anything?
Did you see anything, Brian?
No.
Oh, super quiet.
Wow.
Okay. Well,
We're typing, but
I'm
it's
glad
just
that you guys want to see us
more.
keep playing. I mean,
We'll do a better.
yeah, we'll do a real playthrough. I mean, soon.
Because Rick normally probably wouldn't have went outside in the second round blowing open the door. So,
Yeah.
Trying
or trying to blow open the door or getting black cards.
We just wanted to give you a taste of what because we haven't even talked about how you get.
Because as this keeps on going down, like the next round, we'd say, okay, it's a canned food round. And in the moment, I go down here, we would all have to play a canned food. The ones who can't draw a vulnerable card. In the very next round, a sleep round. So we all have to decide who's sleeping with who. If not, you get another black card. So it keeps on doing that until it
Starts
gets
getting
all the way
hairy in these rounds.
These rounds,
this is
because
where
now
you need 2 successes. You need
and then
3
successes, and that starts getting really hard to roll.
Yeah.
So
That's about it,
did we
guys.
clear it up? Is anybody any questions, or
I don't think anybody else had anything else.
is there proof that there's still life going on right now?
Yeah, they're talking.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean,
I hate Jesse's guts. He's a loser.
did they at least enjoy?
They
the
are
playthrough?
watching.
I mean,
Yeah, they did like to play through.
that's what we were looking for, some kind of confirmation.
They want more, but we're gonna do another.
Yeah, we'll announce it. And
Like a
we'll
real
do. I would be interested. It's scheduling this Kickstarter live. Was kind of trying to figure out, okay, what's the best time to do it? 2:30 our time. Obviously, that's what 6-7
That's a
hours
sweet
difference
spot.
from Europe, but we're catching Australia at 3:00 in the morning, 4:00 in the morning now. So we're trying to make sure that everybody gets a chance to ask questions and see. So we'll probably do our next one when Australia is awake. So we'll just kind of move along. But yeah. Anything else you guys want to
The
add?
setup is fairly easy. It looks like there's a lot. Somebody said one of the big turnoffs on Dead of Winter
was set up.
was setup
We
time.
when we play Dead of Winter, there's a lot of setup, a lot of different boards.
Well, the reason the setup is so brutal on that is because the backs of the cards are all the same.
Yeah.
Because they have to be, because they go, otherwise it'd be marked the way they have their mechanics set up. This one, all the cards do end up, for the most part, all
Where
the
they're
cards
supposed to
end
go.
up in one pile. But to sort them back out, as you can see, all the tops are extremely different. And it's just a matter of just moments when you're, green, 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 red, green, red, red, green, red, purple,
Yeah.
green, red, purple, so.
So that's about all it takes.
All right. Well, thanks everybody,
Thanks everyone for stopping by.
and more to come.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks. And
It's at the bottom middle. Go up there.